Alright, everybody. No dodgy tabs open. Right, loading myself. No dodgy tabs open. Right, loading myself. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hi. 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 Are you kidding me? Oh. Stop. Wow. So yeah, that's fun. Sometimes I feel like if I haven't had a live show in a while, it's like you guys are collectively a friend that I haven't seen in a while. You know what? Do you guys get the same feeling? Like I haven't done a live show in a while. I feel like I'm neglecting someone, as if all of you together are just one pulsating mass that is you. So congratulations on being part of you, everybody. What part of the pulsing mass do you want to be? The butt. Good start. What colour is my hair? It's just a generic dark brown. If you had the power to dye my hair like a sim, what colour would you want to dye my hair? Ginger. Ginger. Nice. When was the last time you wrote a real letter? Probably when I was like 8. I think I've probably written 3 actual real letters in my entire life. Just recently, I've just been like so depressed at the world for just good food being bad for you. Like I was walking around town buying clothes, and I walked past this like bakery that had all these little cakes and macaroons and stuff, and I was just like, why can't I eat all of it? You know what I mean? And it's just a fact. It's like I could, and I'd love for us all to do that, but then you would definitely like have a heart attack in like 2 weeks just because you can't. You know what I mean? Did I go to prom? Yeah, I went to 3 proms. Because I went to my school's high school prom, and then my 6th form college's, whatever that is in America, prom. So I had like 2, and then I went to someone else's as their guest. Favorite Teletubby? No, Tinky Winky. He's just so sassy, isn't he? With his red handbag. If Full Metal Alchemist and Attack on Titan are like here, it's definitely like here. It's better than Black Butler, and in many ways it's better than Death Note, but a lot less iconic than Death Note. But it's very good. Anyway, moving on. Woo! What's the name again? Madoka, which is Madoka, and then Magica, which is magic with an A on the end, and you'll find it. Did you watch Black Butler? Yeah. Someone, wait, who said that? I just lolled very hard internally. No, wait, don't scroll down. Wait for it. Where was it? Oh no, is it gone? Someone typed into the chat, who I'm guessing is someone that's new to my existence, said, wow, you're like a posh emo, lol. Wow. I can just cut off my fringe. Alright, blood, what's happening there? Oh god, that doesn't look cool. Why is there an Amarillo in your toaster? What? Why don't I believe in luck? When did I say that I don't believe in luck? I remember I said it recently. I feel like that's the kind of thing that would probably offend people. Oh, in Casper's video. Why don't I believe in luck? Why would you believe in luck? Do you believe in ghosts? I believe in, obviously, the kind of like the definition of luck just as a measurement of probability in the sense of if you are a lucky guy, then things that are uncharacteristically fortunate happen to you quite often, then that is lucky. But I don't believe that luck is an actual force present in the universe that can be controlled by anything. I'm sorry if that ruins all your dreams and it makes you really hate me. Someone just said, luck doesn't exist. Just like love. Well, I can say personally that I don't believe in the cosmic force of love that can be controlled by rabbit's feet. I don't think I have a philosophical answer to whether or not the concept of love exists. That's... wow. How are your school grades, speaking of C grades? I was kind of an ass. I was one of those detestable people that kind of did no work but did quite well. So I'm just going to change the subject. My mum is pregnant. Is she? Oh, shout out to her. How do I cope with life? I just kind of don't. Are you a fan of Miley? Just Talk about your scene phase. That was a horrible... I'm really regretful that no pictures of me in my scene phase are on the internet. They're all gone. They're all on my old computer, which has just disappeared, because I would have loved to share that with you. I made an entire video, which was just a slideshow of my scene phase, and then just me crying. Dan reacts to his life. 13 minutes of crying. To fucking scream, because I don't think anyone creative should try to get too businessy. It should be more about the creativity of designing product that you think is cool and is a contribution to people's lives. Have I talked to you about my hamster before? I had a hamster. It was a yellow hamster. It was called Suki. How old was I? I was like 13 or 12. I just wanted a pet. Never had, well, I had a dog and fish and stuff, but I'd never had like my own hamster. Called it Suki. Why the hell did I call my hamster that thing? Oh yeah, the Hatfic. Good. Glad that that's all reminded you of that. Great writing. Just don't Google it. Because I was extremely depressed about my own existence, I decided to live vicariously through the happiness of my hamster, which I thought I could achieve by spending all of my pocket money on my hamster. So there was like a brand of hamster places where you could get like a tank and then you could extend it, so you could buy like a bunch of pipes and like different rooms, and it was kind of like Lego, because you could just buy like connecty bits and you could build like a mansion for your hamster just by connecting bits. So I bought like the original tank, and then I just used to spend freaking all of my money on my hamster. It was basically like if you were playing The Sims and it had microtransactions, because much less than your own life, you kind of just care about your Sims life, and you're thinking, yeah, I don't need to think about what I'm doing with my actual life or what I'm even doing, because if my Sims are really happy and successful and my Sims has loads of money, then I'm happy. You know what you guys know what I mean. That was like me with my hamsters. I just got too much joy from thinking about how happy I was making my hamster. So I used to just freaking buy loads of things, and it would have like the nightclub extension, which would be like a blue room, and then it would have like a slide and stuff like that, and I'd buy the slide, and then I'd buy loads of pipes, and I just spent all of my money. And then it got to a point where my family had to basically give me an intervention. They were like, Dan, you're spending all of your money on your hamster. You are like, my grandma was like, so you washed my car and I gave you £10. That's great, Daniel. But I feel like maybe you should spend some of the money on yourself, because I think my family were thinking, the hamster doesn't know if it's happy or not. Firstly, I think that, you know, buying any kind of pet that's confined to a small space is kind of cruel. So I'm kind of morally against goldfish balls and guinea pigs in tiny things and parakeets in cages for some reason. I don't know. I don't want to get too moral on pets here, but there's something about like something that could have a wide space in like a tiny box that I'm like, oh, that's mean. You know what I mean? It's like cats are great. Like cats and dogs have the freaking best lives. Are you kidding me? I would die right now to be a dog. Are you kidding me? I would die right now to be a dog in a good home. That would just be the best thing. So they made me stop, and then long story short, hamster always used to break out. It always used to break out of the cage. Like, it was the freaking Houdini of hamsters, and it was so intelligent. I imagine most people have pretty dumb hamsters, you know what I mean? Like, they just like, yeah, I'm a hamster. But my hamster, you could look at it, and you could tell that it knew that it was a self-aware hamster, basically. It was aware of its own existence, which is a skill that I honestly believe most humans don't have the ability to be aware of their own place in the universe. My hamster definitely did. It used to do things like it would pile up all of the sawdust in its tank right to the edge, like a giant freaking pyramid of sawdust, and then it would go into the corner and it would basically cram itself like that and put its hamster hands against the roof, and then it would extend its spine, and using the pressure of the sawdust pile that had put it like right here between the roof, it would pop off the lid of the tank. And I freaked out when I saw that happen. I was just like, my hamster is intelligent enough to basically like intelligently solve a puzzle and pop off the lid of its own tank, and I was just like, holy crap. After that happened, I remember I put a book on the lid and it did it again. I don't know how strong hamsters are, but a freaking fat ass book on the top of this hamster tank, and it just pushed off the book as well, and I was like, Right, okay, traumatizing experience. I don't know if any of you guys have had an escaped gerbil or hamster or anything, but trying to find a loose hamster in your bedroom can take like an hour, and you're always like, has my dog eaten it? So I put a book, an atlas, like a freaking pop-up Bible, the entire Chronicles of Narnia, which I had in this freaking fat-ass illustrated book that was like this big, this many books on top of this hamster tank, and at like 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, I just hear this banging, and I'm like, what's happening? And I look at my bed, and my hamster manages to push all of these books, which would be freaking heavy for like one of us to carry, just off, and is out, and I'm just like, are you kidding? Is my hamster on crack? Basically, I feel like my hamster was exposed to toxic waste at some point before I bought it, which would explain why it was hyper-intelligent and super strong at the same time. You know, it's the only logical explanation. And I just used to try to keep it in its tank, but then I got really depressed because I was like, I just wanted a hamster, and now this hamster, clearly it wants to escape so much, it wants to be free, you know what I mean? It's been in a hamster ball, it knows that there is a world that is bigger than its hamster cage, and it knows that it is a prisoner in a freaking deluxe house with so many extensions, but it doesn't, you can make a prison as nice as possible, but at the end of the day, it's a prison. You know what I mean? And the hamster knew that. And I feel like a big part of my own growth in emotional maturity was to do with the hamster. Because when I bought the hamster, I was just a boy that wanted a cute pet. But what I got was basically a hamster that taught me the moral that you learn at the end of the Shawshank Redemption. It taught me the value of freedom and morality at a very young age. I felt a bit sad because I kept taking it and putting it back in its cage, and I was just like, I don't know what to do with you because, you know, at this point, I feel like morally I should release you, but I can't release, you know, a hamster, where are hamsters from? They're like from the desert in Afghanistan, aren't they, hamsters? What would a hamster released into the Berkshire suburban zone in Britain do? It would just get hit by a car, it would get eaten by a cat. Like, the hamster couldn't live outside of the cage, but it wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, maybe my hamster wanted to try. Maybe my hamster would have rather tried to make it in this harsh world than to just live as a prisoner. And then one day, it just disappeared. I didn't even notice it. I just saw the lid popped off, sawdust all over the floor, and then the hamster was gone. We looked in every room. We took beds behind things. We lifted up every drawer. We looked behind the fireplace. We took off the panels in the kitchen to see if it had, like, cooled behind the oven, and it just gone. It had gone. I didn't get to say goodbye to it. It was just a normal school day. Came home from school. Hamster was gone. I never saw it ever again. Was I sad that the hamster that I bought and cherished and spent all of my money on had disappeared? No, because my hamster, it taught me something, you know what I mean? It educated me on the value of freedom. Kind of like when Ash releases his Butterfree. I was sad, selfishly, that my hamster had gone, but at the same time, I was happy that my hamster had finally gotten the freedom that it wanted. And that is the story of my hamster. I feel like I should write a screenplay for that and sell it to a movie company. Yeah, man. So, yeah, do you think that hamster story could be a Dennis Not on Fire video? When I started it, I was like, this couldn't go anywhere because it's just a shitty story about my hamster, but then it got so deep. I'll think about that. This is like the time that you guys basically inspired me to make the how to get out of bed video. If I ever make a video about the hamsters, then you guys get, like, producing credits for it. So there we go. That's cool. Sometimes I wonder, like, am I going to do live shows forever? You know, it's like, am I, because obviously not. One day I'm going to stop doing live shows, and I'm like, am I going to stop doing live shows in like a month? And sometimes I feel sad if I don't do them. So it was good to catch up and waffle endlessly at you for an hour. Okay, I'm not going to end it with the llama song. There's just, and yeah. And stay cool and just consider the moral issues of freedom and hamster owning. Awesome. Bye. Have a good evening. Hope you're all happy.